before I proceed with this video, I understand it might be a little bit too long for some of you. So if you could just scroll down and take a look in the description right now, you will see our provided chapters. So, as you can see, with all these lovely looking skins, if one of them calls for you and you desperately need to see it right now, just look at the description. You can see that you can easily skip ahead just looking there. So that good day, RUSCAR enjoyers, have been right, because it's time for Easter week 2. Right, so this was to be expected. Every year we usually get 2 weeks of Easter. Will we get a third week? All right. So just to point out, this roster rotated late. This was like 40 minutes from almost being a situation where we weren't going to have abnormals. But don't worry, it just about came out. But next week, we still have the 24th of April. Is that going to be a normal roster? Or are they going to do a third week of Easter? Are they going to do a normal roster where they keep the items, you know, so like the brand new horse costume and the cerulean blue rusty-shaped egg? We'll see, but there's some interesting possibilities. So, okay, now I've got to bring this up. Kind of like last week, how we had some interesting skins for certain items that just don't get that many skins. Combat knife. That's the first combat knife skin to be accepted in 5 years, or 4.5. We'll talk more about that in a bit. Aside from that, it's usual suspects. So, shall we hop out of here? And shall we now talk about which of these skins are and are not abnormal? And to save time, I've already prepared. So, all of these skins that we're taking a look at right now, they are the abnormal skins of the week. Neon Bunnies Large Wood Box. Neon Easter Garage Door. Easter Neon Fridge. Wooden Rabbit Door. Neon Easter Bunny Door. Mr. Chick Rock. And colourful Sweety Easter Backpack. That's a funny name. So yeah, those are the skins that are abnormal. 7 skins this week that we can chase after next week at an earlier time. A lovely advantage. But remember, of course, last week we had the brand new horse costume and the cerulean blue rusty-shaped egg. You can't do any more barters than them. Well, you can, but like nothing new. So yeah. Right then, so with all the skins figured out in terms of what isn't abnormal, let's now hop over to here and just quickly see what the overall score was. So a nice little insight, I can confirm to you the top performing skin was the Mr. Chick Rock. That had a score of 63.2, and score is basically an amalgamation of upvotes versus downvotes and favourites and views and whatnot. You get the idea. At the very least, you can look at the upvote to downvote ratio. Pretty much every single skin was in the positive, except that salvage sword. So, alright, well, at the end of the day, an interesting batch of skins, but where's the clothing and the armour? Dang. But I will point out some of the skins that we are looking at here. We already saw on my little Rust Workshop Skin Checks bingo that I put out for Easter 2025. That was a couple of days ago. So, okay, some of you might already be familiar. But let's now go over to here. So, like I said, the Rust rotated late, and we don't have that many sales at the moment. But overall, it's fine. Like, I'm approaching this fully expecting that because they're Easter skins, they're not going to go up in price that much. Now, again, as I kind of implied, when you get something that doesn't get that many skins, sometimes things just work out regardless. All right? So, okay, you know, put my hands up in the air. I will sit there and say that. But yeah, you should basically just accept or expect that these skins are likely going to go all down in price. Every single one of them at some point will go down in price. Now, is it going to always be bad? Probably not, no. But for the very Easter-themed skins, the very gimmicky ones towards Easter, they are likely going to suffer because it's going to get out of season very quickly, all right? And we say this with Halloween, we say this with Christmas, we also say it with Easter, all right? So be a little bit wary. Smart barter can always lead to some success, though, all right? All right, then. So overall, I'm fine with it. I was fully expecting something like this, but shall we now jump in and actually discuss out of all these skins, you know, how they going to fare, and how do they look? Because, of course, we're here to showcase them as well. Carrot Combat Knife. A very interesting skin to see. So, I've already alluded to this, but whilst we've had Twitch drops here and there and whatnot, and, of course, we've recently got the Sunken Combat Knife that is part of the Abyss DLC now, so if you go buy that pack, you get that as free. Yeah, we have not had one in a Rust store in 4.5 years. The last combat knife skin to be accepted in a Rust store was the Emerald Knife, and as you can see, that's almost $9. And then the Tea Ceremony Knife is $6. And then the Tooth Knife is $4.50. And you might realise every single combat knife skin is in the positive, because we just do not have any combat knife skins. Well, kind of. You get the point. Not that many, and not that many accepted in Rust stores. Is this going to be a situation like hammers, where pretty much every single hammer went up in price due to the sheer lack of hammer skins being accepted? But then somewhat recently we did start to see more. However, just to kind of point this out, hammers are still doing good, right? So Could this potentially lead to a lot more people wanting to make combat knife skins? Because every now and then I do see people doing that, but it doesn't happen that much. So here you go, 2 hammer skins so far this year, already in the positive. The Christmas skin, already in the positive. Easter Chick hammer is improving. Like every single hammer skin you see right there is actually doing very nicely. Because for a very long time, we just didn't see that many of them being accepted. But people use it a lot. Do people use combat knives or not? Okay, that's a good question. I also want to bring this up to you. Bone knife. See, this isn't a collection continuation as far as I'm aware, but we've had a carrot bone knife before, and as you can see, that's doing pretty good, you know? People like to run around with carrots, but more specifically, that is a bone knife, and that's not too hard to, like, acquire in-game, you know? You kill someone very quickly at the very beginning, you get their skull, and now you've got some bones, and there you go, now you've got a bone knife. So it's not too hard to get hold of. You can get quite a lot of usage out of that. How often are you even holding a combat knife? Now, of course, I'm fully well aware you can find one. All right, yep, cool, that's nice. But are you going to go for the effort in trying to skin it? Well, it's a bit questionable. But you could dress up as a bunny and run around with the can. I mean, that's not a bad idea. That's actually a pretty fun thing that you could do. You know, with all your friends, just attack people with your carrot knives. Anyway, for what it is, I'm curious and I'm interested. But unfortunately, that is not abnormal, right? That will not become marketable at an earlier time before the roster rotates. And that's a bit unfortunate now, isn't it? So, okay. At the very least, we could just wait it out, see what the sales look like by next week, and then we'll consider how we approach it. Like, again, just to reiterate, every single combat knife skin is in the positive right now. But if we do start seeing more and more... Okay, now let's just kind of look at this. I want to showcase to you every combat knife skin that's been submitted recently, based on most recent, more specifically I should have said, and I'll point out people who like actively make genuine good skins that have the quality that are of the quality standard to potentially be accepted in Rustors, right? So we'll just go through all of these right now. I'll point out some of them, and then we'll find out how long ago they were made. No. Zulek, that actually looks somewhat reasonable. No. Sorry to say. No. Yeah, that's actually looking pretty cool. No. Oh, banana knife. Yes. Okay, cool. Right, I think we probably found some interesting looking designs. All right, then. So that was made for Valentine's this year. Good, what, several weeks back? All right. And this was made back in September 2024. And then this was made back in August 2024. And then this was made back in June 2024. So we've basically almost gone back all the way, like, a year or so, and we've only looked at 4 like good looking combat knife skins. Okay, so maybe you don't need to panic so much. Maybe you don't need to worry too much. Maybe, you know, that carrot knife is not looking too bad. Now, at the end of the day, if you like it, go ahead, buy it, use it, enjoy it, support the skin creator, all right? You don't have to treat everything as an investment, but if you do, you wait it out. Wait till Wednesday, look at the sales, then make considerations. Yes, it's not abnormal, but we can still wait, and then we can still make some considerations and whatnot. So, shall we actually go through the effort now and actually showcasing it? Come on then, let's go do that. Wabam! So, that's a very pointy looking carrot. Not very shiny. Tasty? Well, take a bite out of it if you want. You might be able to see it better at night time because that doesn't glow in the dark. As you can see, it's got a bit of night light, you can vaguely see it. Right, so, okay. It looks sharp, looks cool, and we're probably not getting another one of these for a while, so why don't we go ahead and showcase it on the stage? Alright. Okay. Yep, I can confirm it does look like a carrot. I mean, what else can I say? So, nighttime, go. Okay. It's cute. Silly. Have fun with it, I guess. That's all I can really say. You know what? I'm not going to stop there. Mr. Zink, the skin creator, I want to see a carrot longsword next year. Don't let me down. I need it. So that is a perfectly fine look and design. Feel free to comment below what your own thoughts are in regards to this very silly design. But you know what? I reckon we should probably go ahead and take a look at the next skin. Neon Bunnies Large Wood Box. Get a good look at this. Very nice. Colourful design produced by Solenosta and Cavency. Solenosta, man behind the likes of the Redemption Collection. Cavency, the man behind the likes of the Outer Planets Collection. And that is looking very bright, colourful, and in your face. Now, I do have to ask the very important question. Out of all these bunnies, which one is your favourite? Angry Bunny? No, Nonplus Bunny? Happy Bunny or Sleepy Bunny. All right. I know it's very hard, but you have to make a choice, right? Now, don't, try and go with the easy option and just say chicken, right? No. I'm not accepting that. But overall, a very nice, colourful, pleasant-looking design. It's a fair bit reflective, not super noticeable, but, that's not what we're here, that's not what we're here to look at. Total darkness, off we go. And get a good look at that. On all sides, ever so bright, ever so noticeable, ever so colourful, ever so positive. So, what are your thoughts in regards to what we have here? Do you like what you see? But do you also question, well, it's kind of Easter themed, and how do holiday skins usually tend to work out? Bit questionable. So why don't we hop out of here and compare to some previous skins and figure out what might potentially happen to the likes of this. So in the past we have had some Easter themed large boxes being accepted, but I felt like they're a little bit more blatant. So one thing I can definitely remember was the carrot box. I can't remember all of them off by heart, but as we scroll down we'll find out because, there you go, Easter Neon large box. How has that fared ever since we first saw it? Well, from what I can see, it hasn't exactly gone up in price ridiculously, hasn't exactly gone down in price ridiculously. It's been fairly alright, but at one point it was down to about $1.20. And if I can recall, this also sold at $2.49. Well, there you go. It's currently Easter, and it's still down in price. That's Easter skins in general, though, isn't it? If I were to scroll down a little bit more, as I said, I swear we had a carrot box at some point. There we go, yep. That's down by 40%. Sold at $2, it's there at $1.20. It's almost Easter. So, that doesn't really hold up very nicely now, does it? So, okay. This is the issue with Easter. This is the issue with holiday skins in general. Once it's out of season, do people still care for it? It is super bright, super noticeable, and very comfy. Lots of bunnies, can't refute that. I think I will, of course, wait it out because it's abnormal. I don't know if it's going to hold up super great. Let's also make this, to point this out. Take this into consideration. The amount of large boxes we have had so far this year is, it's quite a fair bit. We're, a third of the way into the year? Yep. Last year, we ended up with 22. Based on what we're currently looking at here, we could match up or even surpass this amount. Now, the amount of large boxes that are currently in the positive here is 1, 2, 3, but they're all collections. All these other ones here are also collections, though. That's the funny thing. That right there is all by itself. It's lonesome self. Will we ever see a collection continuation? Probably next year. Next year. Okay. So things are definitely, leaning more towards the likes of, I probably just stick with an Abalda. That's fine if you're looking at it as an investment. But at the end of the day, if you like what you see and you truly want it, treat yourself, buy it, have fun with it, utilise it in your base, because I'm sure a lot of you would appreciate that at night time. But you're probably not seeing a collection continuation for a whole year. So we'll just have to leave it at that. If you're not feeling super confident, you stick with a Barda. It is abnormal. We'll use that time to our advantage. Let's move on. Let's talk about Neon Easter Garage Door. So with what I've said here, it's going to basically apply to every single Easter deplorable, which, of course, there's a whole row of them. Yippee. So, number one, this is also a garage door as well. That's concerning. Why is that? Well, just... they're doing good, aren't they? All the garage doors that came out in 2025. And how many are doing pretty all right as of, from 2024? 1, 2, 3, 4... It's not that bad. That's not bad. That's actually more than I was considering. But still, so many of them in the negative. So many of them in the negative. So it's not like picture perfect. But did we get any Easter garage door last year? Not from what I can see there. All right, scroll down a fair bit. What about the year before that? No. Okay, what about the year before that? Not from what I can see. Wow, is this the first ever Easter-themed garage door? It looks like it is. Am I wrong? I swear I'm wrong. Surely. No. Oh. Okay, that's new. Those Easter eggs all over it and whatnot. Props to you, Falcon Mr. 38, I guess. And of course we'll give it a good look in a second. But like, really? That's a big surprise. The first ever Easter-themed garage door is accepted in 2025. Well, regardless, I still think it's going down in price. The amount of garage doors that we have seen accepted so far this year is pretty silly. And will very likely match up close to the amount that were accepted the previous year, which was silly. And as we just showed you, quite a lot of them are doing pretty badly. It's not going to get a collection continuation anytime soon. Again, not for another year. And if, maybe, possibly, So, okay, how cheap might that potentially get? I wouldn't be surprised if it goes down by half. Now, again, you might sit there and say, but I love eggs. They're so delicious. And yeah, right. Even then, other people, you got to respect how other people are going to approach it and whatnot. That's going down. Smart Boulder is the way to go. And even then, is it really worth chasing after? Yeah, okay. Well, we'll go ahead and give it a good showcasing game right now then. So, Neon Easter Garage Door. A very nice and very reflective, shiny looking design. Definitely got to point that out. All these little golden symbols stapled in, or rather bolted in. But that's looking pretty bright. Looking pretty shiny. Looking very bright indeed. Oh, yes. So, of course, nighttime go. As you can see, it is reflective still. Now, if we can just get close to the lights, do we see the lights shining there at all? Not really. It goes quite dark. I mean, you can still see it in the bolts. All right. And, the gold trim here, that likes to reflect the light there. That's looking pretty sweet. So overall, hey, it looks nice. And, of course, total darkness. Giggle at that. And I can confirm to you that the roller part, when it's rolled up, it does glow. So that is a perfectly fine looking Easter themed design. But do people care enough about Easter? Yeah, I don't think so. Straightforward answer. So, hey, skin creators, keep up the good work. Next year, what are you going to make? Double door, wooden double door, armor double door, water purifier, yes. But overall, it looks nice. But with it being a garage door, I just don't have that much faith, I'm afraid. I don't have the confidence. But regardless, if you like it, go ahead, buy it, use it, enjoy it, support the skin creators. Keep them nice and motivated, keep wanting to put out nice creative designs in the future. So shall we now move on and talk about the next skin? And it's right over to here. And, well, I kind of anticipated this. Another fridge is accepted. So this is a collection continuation. Looks like Mr. Epic will be getting another batch of storages. So let me just fill you in. Last year, Mr. Epic, actually I can't remember the order. It's either small boxes or large boxes. Either way, basically, for the past 2 years, he got a full set with Easter, Halloween, and Christmas. So what do you reckon we're going to be expecting from here and now? You guessed it, we'll probably see a Halloween skin being accepted in the future from Mr. Epic, and potentially a Christmas skin as well. So, no, that means we're going to be getting a lot of fridges. Oh dear. Well, let me just turn the lights on and give it a quick look. So I've already given this a showcase a few times already in my Rust Workshop Skin Checks videos, and in a short video where I showcased a lovely batch of fridges. But yeah, it's not that reflective, and of course at night time, wouldn't you guess, it's super bright because it's the Neon Easter Fridge. Super bright, super noticeable, but going to be out of season pretty quickly as well. I won't be surprised if this drops off, but hang on a minute, what happens to the small boxes and the large boxes? When we saw the other skins being accepted, the Halloween one, the Christmas one, they actually went up in price. Well, we'll see what happens next. We just looked at the large box that came out quite some time back. That's down in price, but it's not down super bad. So a smart buyer can always lead to some success. Alright then, well, you know what? Let's go back to SCMM.app and see how this is and question what's happening with fridges next. So, yeah, go on. So literally just the last week, we had the Easter Chick fridge. It sold reasonably. Didn't sell, excessively. It's all bright and yellow. Well, now we've got a very colourful, very, very neon glow-in-the-dark design. Now, of course, we've had quite a lot of fridges over the past month or so. 5. Now, if you're going to kind of stretch that a bit, it's been a month and a bit. 6 weeks. 6 weeks, 5 fridges. Let's go with that. Okay. That is a lot more fridges than what we've seen in the past. And now I'm expecting another Halloween one and a Christmas one down the line. We are seeing a lot more fridges than we normally would, and I'm thinking they're starting to become a lot less special. We are about to approach the summer. We are about to potentially see a lot of people jump in and play Rust for May Force Wipe because the jungle update's coming out. Yep, that's when it's happening. So, okay, how many people who are going to be jumping in haven't played for a while? Because, of course, usually how it plays out is a lot of people play around Christmas time, go back to school, go back to work, blah, 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 but then they'll reappear around the summertime. Kids out of school or people have time off. We'll see. But I'm starting to get very unsure. Yes, these two did go down in price. How many listings do they each have? I can confirm. Frog fridge currently has 105, which is a very average normal amount, but it still looks like it's very thin. And then over to here we have the Deaf Metal fridge, as you can clearly see, down by 50 cents, but still very thin, and only 40 listings almost. So it's like, I'm conflicted. I need to see how the summer plays out. And with the expected very strong start with the release of the Jungle update, maybe fridges do actually have a nice turnaround. That'll probably only happen during the summer. And if we keep seeing more and more and more and more fridges being produced and accepted, which is happening, So, Easter Neon fridge, hey, you're cool to see, but I know for a fact that you'll be going down in price. Much like the previous skins we've seen from Mr. Epic. So if I go to Neon Collection, as you'll see, we have had the small boxes, the large boxes, and now we're going into fridges. So, down in price, 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 down in price as of now. But they have been in the positive before. I have seen it. And they're not down too bad. They're only down by like 20%. That Christmas one, though, oof. But it's probably a very good thing to consider investing into, especially now that I pointed out that there's a very likely chance you're going to see a Neon Christmas fridge later this year. I'm just saying, when we saw that being accepted, that went up in price ever so nice. I'm just saying. So, okay, another fridge, oof. But again, if you like it, you go ahead, buy it if you want. But that's abnormal, and we could do the abnormal borders first, and we'll see how we, how that goes. Again, we just had a fridge, and before that, we just had a fridge, and before that, we just had a fridge, but yeah. Right, moving on. Wooden Rabbit Door. This is a very nice looking design produced by Peppercorn Universe Kid. Very happy to see that. Well done, you two. Now, next year, maybe we'll see some more. But wooden doors, by default, you know exactly what I'm going to say. I don't have faith, and I'm very sorry. Wooden doors, how often do you use them? Well, you probably do use them for every wipe, but you probably only use them for about a minute at best or so. Yeah, look at every single wooden door that you can see. These two, what was it? This one and Rampage. Something was going on. They were getting like bought out. Someone is up to no good, I believe. So if you're going to sit there and say, what about these two? They were getting bought out, but it looks like only the sweet wooden doors keeping up with it. But overall, every single wooden door that's come out within a reasonable amount of time, they are down to like 90 cents each. Like nearly every single one of them is below $1, even though they have sold at higher prices. That has happened. So, that doesn't sound very nice. No. Do you know what? A lot of those wooden doors we just showcased to you also sold at $2.49. That's some nice news to know about. Okay, that's a bit concerning. Yes. By all means, guys, like if you like what you see, which I'm going to showcase to you, and let me tell you, I do like what I see. They made a lovely looking design. If they turn out it's like a wooden double door, I'd probably buy a lot more of them. But wooden doors, unfortunately, just don't get enough love. And yeah, I don't expect much from it, I'm afraid. Well, it is what it is. But of course, night time. Let's go. Giggle at that. And over on the backside. Let's turn the lights off as well. Giggle at that. Very calm. Very serene. A very calming, lovely looking design. Keep up the good work, gentlemen. But wooden door, don't have that much faith. If you like what you see, go ahead, buy it, use it to support the skin creators. But as an investment, no. Taking a walk back, no. Wooden doors, not good investments. No. You know what? Let's move over to here. We have a sheet metal door to talk about. So it's kind of similar, I'm afraid to say, in terms of, not the design, but the situation, but in a slightly different way. We have a ton of sheet metal doors that exist. Too many. Far too many. So, when it comes to holiday-themed sheet metal doors, guess what? They go down bad. They go down real bad. Now, for a straightforward, goofy, happy little bunny Easter design, I mean, it's fine. It's cute, but I really don't think that'll be retaining its value. So, is it reflective? It doesn't really look as if it's that reflective. I can't really notice anything. So, of course, total darkness. And as you can see, that glows ever so nicely. Super bright, super noticeable, and, of course, tons of carrots. So let's go over to here. Same thing on the other side. Sheet metal doors always have the same side on each side, so it'll just be flipped. Right, then, for what it is, I like it. But if you're going to sit there and say, Hedge, okay, so should I invest into it? Nope. Smart barter will be the way to go, and you could probably pick that up for like 50 cents at some point. Like, I'm not joking. I've seen Halloween-themed sheet metal doors, Christmas-themed sheet metal doors. They drop off hard. And guess what price that is? Probably $2.49. I mean, I think it is. I mean, let's go back and double check. So first of all, congratulations to Yui. But I'm sorry. Have we had Easter themed sheep matadors in the past? I remember the carrot. And I think the carrot actually gets love because it's funny. Scroll. So in the past, oh, there you go, hatch door. $2.49, $2.10. You know what? That's not that bad. Do you notice how all these skins are in the negative, basically, though? But that one in particular, huh? Have you got some funny business going on here? I remember there really wasn't that much interest in this. I don't think it sold that much either, so maybe that's what's helping it out. Been looking pretty stable, though. All right, fair enough. Scroll. Do we have an Easter skin? There we go. Neon carrot door. I don't think you can sit there and say that's like definitively an Easter themed skin. It's just basically a carrot, but it's a neon carrot. Ooh. But again, you know, it's still down in price. Fairly stable to a point, but it's still down in price. So, okay, let's just go back even further. Do we have any other Easter themed skins for a sheep matador? I don't think so. I think that one probably was. It's not exactly like bunnies and whatnot, so I'll leave it be. All right, anyway, that right there. I have seen quite a lot of like neon designs for some other. You know what? I should have done that. Literally last year for Halloween, I remember we had like 3 weeks of Halloween and a sheep matador for every single Halloween. So week. So oh, there you go. That's it. Neon ghost door sold at $2.49. Now it's $1.52. This is what I'm basically expecting. This is probably like the best example. Will it sell a lot? Questionable. That only has 15 listings. Wow. Over to here. Well, there you go. It's pretty stable, but it's still down in price. But there's like next to no listings being put down, so it's not like it can crash. Nope. So okay, yeah, down by $1. Could that be the future for this as well? Wouldn't be surprised. I don't think we're going to be seeing a ridiculous amount of sales for these skins in general this week. Last week we had some interesting things based on certain items that just don't get that many skins. For this week, it wouldn't surprise me if the combat knife is the top selling skin, but all the other stuff just probably ends up not selling that much. Wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. Neon Easter bunny door. You're cute. You're silly. I wouldn't be surprised if you go down to like less than $1. It really wouldn't surprise me. And that did initially happen to that other Halloween sheep matador we just looked at. So, knowing that, got to play it safe, would rather stick with a barter. And that is abnormal. $2.49. So many sheep matadors will sell at that price and then just instantly half in price. So, wouldn't be surprised that's going to be one of them. Let's now talk about Mr. Chick Rock. What's wrong, Hedge? Why are you like this? Well, you know how we've kind of complained recently about goofy animal designs, goofy face designs on rocks? Well, yeah, now you know what I'm a little bit worried about. So far this year, we've had quite a reasonable amount of rocks being accepted. And I believe we're getting a DLC rock as well. I'll talk more about that a little bit later. Look in the description. Jungle DLC. But anyway, Baby Hippo Rock. Sloth Rock, Bee Rock, Senor Tomato. Now we have a Mr. Chick Rock. Like, for what it is, okay, you know what? Perfectly fine design for Easter, a chick that's hatching, and of course, you know, the recent, like, chicken coops. Good timing, all right? I can't help but assume that's going down in price. How much is it going to sell, though? A lack of sales could definitely lead to it potentially rising ever so nicely at some point in the future. You know, some people probably would just instantly want that. Like, okay, if I was to ask you out of all these rock skins right now, which one do you actually like the most? Baby Hippo, Sloth, Bee, Senor Tomato, or Mr. Chick Rock? And also, let me just point this out. I wouldn't be surprised if we get some sort of strange, scary-looking animals for Halloween. I wouldn't be surprised if we get some comfy-looking, nice things for Christmas. I'm still hoping for a penguin rock, but last year we did get the polar bear rock with the Santa hat, so I anticipate more. I believe there's more competition then. It's a struggle to retain interest. You can't give your love to all of them in an equal amount. You have to pick one. So, you know, over the course of the summer, one or two of these will probably end up in the positive, and the other ones will likely suffer pretty badly. And, oh, where have we seen this before? Oh, there you go, right there. So, okay, point made. I'm sure you're aware of this. So, how we approach it from here on now? Well, that just so happens to be abnormal. $2.49. Yes, I think we will just stick with doing a barter. But maybe it has a interesting amount of sales, which would be probably fairly low, and maybe it does have a bit of a fun turnaround. Like, I also had to put this out. It's not like super in-your-face Easter themed. Yeah, you'll sit there and say, but chicks and hatching and spring and Easter, Makes sense, but it's not like it's like saying Happy Easter all over it and whatnot. And it's like got Easter eggs and whatnot. Well, it is an egg, but point made. So, all right, let's now actually showcase this in game. And oh, where is he? Oh, there he is. Hello there, fella. How you doing? Right, so I just want to quickly bring this up. He doesn't glow, but he is very noticeable at night time. Give it a while, and there you go. It's because it's all white. So yeah, doesn't glow, but pretty noticeable at night time. It's a perfectly fine chickie. Look at him. He's just hatched into the world, and he probably already hates it. Don't blame him. Right, so shall we now quickly showcase this on stage? All right, yeah. Look at those twinkly eyes. Look how happy he is. And of course, if I could do this. Don't worry about that. We'll talk about that in a second. So, yes. Nice, cute, doesn't glow in the dark, but again, with the amount of other animal rocks we've been seeing and likely will keep seeing, because of course there will be more submissions over the course of this weekend and in the future. Oh god, I've gone through them. I will not be surprised if this potentially suffers a fair bit. If this keeps on going, of course. So, by all means, if you like it, buy it, use it, enjoy it, support the skin creator. But I think you could pick it up for maybe $1 cheaper at the very least. It wouldn't surprise me, because that's how all the other rocks have behaved so far this year. And there will be more probably like it. I've seen panda rocks, I've seen red panda rocks, I've seen dogs, cats, you name it. People keep making them. Monkeys. So, okay, cool. Point made. How you approach that is up to you. But I need to talk about the next skin now. And, well, bam. Here we are. Say hello to this cute little rabbit on the backpack. Very, very Easter themed, alright? Now, I've already showcased this in my Rust Workshop Skin Checks bingo. A lot of people put this in their bingo cards. They really did think that had a very good chance of potentially being accepted. All right, nighttime, go. It's not glow in the dark, and I'll point that out to you in a second, as you will see right now. There you go. So if you had any concerns about that, it's not super silly like that. But I did have someone here ask me, hey, is this like potential nice green camouflage for the forest? And I was like, you know, you can just have a non-skinnable backpack, right? That's already dark green. I really wouldn't try it for something like that. So at the end of the day, by all means, this is the only Easter backpack. Well, no, we had the one for the previous week. Uh-oh. It's not even that special. Oh, dear. So, okay. Well, you know what? Maybe we could compare to the likes of the Christmas backpacks that we saw, because we got 3 in a row, didn't we, with 3 Christmas Rust stores. And we'll see how they're currently holding up, because, you know, it surely can't be that bad, right? An out-of-season holiday backpack. So $2, just to quickly compare to the previous week, we had the Hatched Chick backpack. I'm still disappointed they didn't call it Hatch Pack. That was also $2. You might sit there and say, Hedge, it's in the positive. No, leave it a week or two, then see how it is. Now, look at these 3 skins we have here. All 3 for the Christmas holiday, and all 3 down in price pretty badly. These are currently going through their worst times. Not that many listings, very cheap though. So yeah, are they rock bottom prices at the moment? They're basically there. Yes, they are, right? And then Snowman Backpack, here we have you, just over $1. And I think this one's a little bit better. Yeah, it's mostly white, people like that. Good for snow environment. And then we have Gingerbread Backpack. So all of these, they sold somewhat reasonable, but they're all down in price now. And they also like $2 each. Let's just quickly point that out. So this one right here was $2. This was $2.49. This was $1.49. They are all down pretty bad. They have like lost like $1 value each. And that is what I fully expect with this brand new backpack here as well. For what it is, nice, cute, colourful design, a perfectly befitting design for the likes of Easter. It's just, unfortunately, people don't care enough about Easter. People have already got more than enough backpacks, and it's just bad timing. Best of luck to Ronan and Bed with, you know, trying to get some decent sales and whatnot. But I really do feel like this is going to be a calm week, like calmer than last week. So, okay, well, we'll see how it goes. That is abnormal. We can chase after that, of course, next Wednesday. And, yeah, we'll just have to move on from here. Hey, oh, I thought it said hey. Hare Trigger Python. This does not. This is not abnormal. And unfortunately, I have to just quickly point this out to you. Pythons, how are they currently holding up as skins? Oh my goodness. Yep, they are not holding up very nicely at all. Last year, bad. The year before that, bad. The year before that, oh look, there's blackout. The rest of it, bad. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Now, just to kind of reinforce this point, they're all down by like $1. They're all down to around the price of $1. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. People do not care about Python skins, I'm afraid. They must not be getting that much love as a weapon itself. So, I mean, at the very least, I can showcase the skin to you. Get a good look at that. It's a very nice copyright-free bunny who's looking very suave with his carrots. I wonder what that reminds me of. Anyway, quick look at night time. Get a good look at this. No glow in the dark there, as you can see, but you can see the night light. That's looking pretty interesting. All the white there is noticeable. But overall, Python probably going to be doing 60 cents to 80 cents metal prices because I just don't have any faith in it. And of course, it's also an Easter skin, so yeah. Right, let's just quickly showcase this on stage as well. Haram. Haram, 100% bunny upside down. Like, I don't know what haram is. If you know what it is, feel free to comment below, but it's cute, I guess. Is he smoking it? Oh, wow, okay, fair enough. Well, okay, that's it's pretty cool. He's got it just in time for April 20, which is Easter Sunday. I think that might be a very funny coincidence. Anyway, it's nice, but are you even looking for a Python right now? Probably a bit questionable that. So yeah, as I said, it's going to probably just be a 60 cent to 80 cent barter. Shall we now move on and talk about the next skin then? Well, it's another weapon skin that isn't abnormal, and it's a SAR. So you know how we just looked at the Pythons and said, yeah, well, they're not really holding up very nicely in terms of their value. Well, say hello to SAR skins, because, well, oh, there you go. Oh dear, oh dear. Now, Hyper SAR is interesting because that's sold next to nothing, and it looks like that's getting manipulated. Someone's buying out all the stock. If you start seeing barders magically going up as well, yeah, something funny's going on there, and it really doesn't look like they're hiding it. So keep an eye out for that. Anyway, all these other skins, you got one there that's in the positive, two a year before that, got one there. So like out of what? This is for 24. This here is 27. That's 10. Like over 50 SARs, and only 3 of them are genuinely in the positive with actual interest. That's a holiday themed skin that's going to be out of season very quickly. It might be another 60 cent to 80 cent barter situation. Sorry to say. But overall, Rayleigh, I just want to quickly put this out. Rayleigh, Cobra, it's cool, it's bright, it's colourful, and I'm not surprised to see it was accepted. But yeah, it's a SAR and it's Easter themed. So, you know, give it a good look. Bam. Bright and colourful. Looks like it's stitched together as well. That's cute. That's a fun little way to approach it. Aim down a sight, useful bright blue aim sight. That should be good for all environments. That should be alright. And you've got the little chick there watching you as you shoot everyone. And of course, nighttime go. Give that a good look. Is it noticeable at night time? It looks like it is. An aim down a sight, and yep, I can see that quite reasonably. But again, just use an aim sight if you're wanting to get at least something like good visibility and whatnot. All right, or eat more carrots. We've already said that. So, okay, overall, that's looking pretty nice. But why don't we go ahead and show it on stage? Those are some cute-looking bunnies inside the Easter eggs. Okay, fair enough. Not too bad, not too bad. Over to here. Pretty much the same thing. So do you like what you see? Feel free to comment below. But yeah, maybe next year we'll see another weapon skin like this. Keep an eye out. Keep up the good work, Mr. Rayleigh, Mr. Cobra. And let's see what you produce with Halloween this year and Christmas. Alright then. So that, shall now move on and talk about the next skin. Oh boy. A transparent savage sword. I've never seen one of those before. Lies. I've seen it a lot. Quite a lot of savage swords that we have seen being accepted, like in the past 2 years, have all had some form of creative transparency. And, well, you know, get a look at all of them. Yep. Cool. Cool. Cool, cool. Yeah, so it's not exactly looking super great, is it? No. Savage swords are not being appreciated. And now we have one that's half eaten. Well, I guess there's one, you know, that's one way to use it. Now, again, not abnormal, so we don't have any time advantage. But I gotta be honest with you, if you actually look at all these salvage swords and look at the prices they're selling at, so that's $1, that's 89 cents, that's $1.54, that's $1.26, $1.56, $1, 95 cents, 92 cents. Like, it's definitely looking like this is going to be a situation where it's going to be a 60 cent to 80 cent barter. So this is produced by Anything. It's a perfectly okay looking design. It's just salvage swords. Are you using them enough? Probably not. Do people appreciate the skins that much? Doubtful. Point made? Yeah. So I don't have a lot of faith in it, I'm afraid to say. And, well, it's going to be a 60 cent to 80 cent barter. I'm being very straightforward with you. But I did say at the very beginning, not surprised if all these Easter skins do drop off, right? So weapon skins really do suffer from Easter. Right, but regardless, let's, hop into here. Give it a good look. I'm sorry I was hungry. I really need to have a bite. Alright, does it glow in the dark at all? Let's go ahead and find out. And not from what I can see. Not from what I can see. So, okay, fair enough. Looking good. So, shall we go ahead and, stand on stage and see how that currently looks? Delicious. Exquisite. Yes. What a delectable looking design. Now, if you're from the UK, you probably know what I'm talking about. That looks like a feast. It's an ice cream. It tastes good. Alright, so I wouldn't be brave enough to take a bite out of it like that, though. My teeth, oh. Right, nut time, go. It's shiny. It's a fair bit reflective there, specifically. But overall, it's a salvage sword, and I just don't have enough faith in it, I'm afraid to say. If it was a long sword, I'd probably think a little bit different. But, yeah, no. We've had a lot of salvage swords. They don't get appreciated. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes around or less than $1. And a 60 cent to 80 cent barter would work out very nicely, because you could just convert it to metal and sell metal. Sell the metal when it's at a high price. And, yeah, cool. So, all right. Point made. Should now go ahead and talk about the final skin of the week. And lastly, here we have the Chocolate Bunny Bow. Also not abnormal, and, well, hunting bows. Quick look, and what do we see? Yeah. Down 44, down 48, down 44, down 26, down 40, down 31, down 33, down 31. It's not looking very bright, is it? Some of these have actually worked out quite alright, but not all of them. Quite the majority. Not holding up very nicely. So, okay. If you're going to ask me sincerely, what do I think is going to happen to that Chocolate Bunny Bow? Well, number one, it probably won't sell that much, and maybe it could potentially work out reasonably well in the future. But, to be honest with you, I don't expect much. I think that's going to be another 60 cent to 80 cent barter. Sorry to say, but, yeah, no, there's a lot of weapons this week that just probably won't be getting that much love. It's unfortunate, but I know how people are going to behave around these. So, at the very least, we can give the Chocolate Bunny Bow a good look. So, all right, let's go do that. Observe and enjoy. Look at that. Nice bit of reflection there. Nice and chocolatey. Aim down. Right, I wonder if I could get one of those pesky scientists from here. Nope. Probably. I'm going to ruin the tent. Right, anyway, so. It's a perfectly fine looking bow. It's just, yeah, bow skins don't really hold up very nicely. The modern ones. The ones that get accepted as of recent. Now, the Abyssbow's doing quite right, but the Abyssbow's part of a fully fledged, big collection that people appreciate. This is all by itself. We're not going to be seeing another collection continuation for at least a year, so... Yeah. So, why don't we go ahead and showcase this on stage? Fairly reflective. Oh, it's reminding me of the Lindt chocolate bunnies. I think that's what the whole intention is. Ah. Okay. I mean, it's cute. It's just, still, I don't really think it's going to hold up very nicely, unfortunately. Regardless, you can still offer your own opinion. Do you like what you see? By all means, you probably want to buy one for yourself. That's fine. Treat yourself. Enjoy the skins. But in terms of, I want to potentially buy 100 of them, well, you probably will be better off doing a lowball buy order. People will probably at best just turn it into metal and, try and make some profit that way. So, yeah, sorry to say, but I don't have faith, and bow skins as of recent just aren't seemingly holding up very nicely. I know we recently had that primitive update, but yeah, it didn't seem to have made that much of an impact. I thought it could have happened, but no. So, that is the last skin of the week, so shall now hop back to SMM to APP and talk about some other things that should be of interest. So overall, yeah. Quite weak is the expectation. And I'll be honest with you, once again, the assumption is it's not looking like these skins are going to hold up very nicely. Easter. People really don't care enough about it. They like the items. I'll definitely vouch for those. But skins, they come and go. Right then, well, that's the answer in regards to that. So, shall we now talk about some other things that are on the horizon that have been talked about for a very long time, that we've already got a bit of a sneak peek about? No, what are you talking about? Commits. Let's go ahead and talk about Jungle. So, just this past week, literally a week ago, I should say, they have made it so you could go look in the jungle on staging. And I've had a nice little exploration, and, well, I've definitely found out some interesting things. But let me just talk about, like, what we're finding out here. So, for a while now, we've been aware of certain things, such as, like, a Coco Knight armor set that's been mentioned as a special DLC. And last week we, of course, mentioned, like, a special sort of pack, DLC pack that's going to release with the jungle update. Well, we definitely know now that the jungle update is coming out on May 1st, 2025. So that's like, what, 2 weeks to go? Yeah, as I said, we've got to have a nice little preview. But as I've been looking at the mentions of the jungle DLC, what was initially mentioned as an Aztec AK-47 seems to be part of this. We're also apparently getting some sort of special barrels, special bamboo barrels, special shelves and whatnot. So let me just quickly hop back over to here, and here you go. Look at that. Ta-da! I mean, I'm not saying no. That looks somewhat pretty. It looks somewhat cool. But yeah, with the primitive update, we had the medieval pack with a bunch of like deplorables and some special looking skins for them and whatnot. This is what it's expected to be for this as well. But the jungle DLC is looking like it's getting a lot more extra. So, as you can see here, there are now mentions that wood armor is going to be skinnable because that is expected to be the coconut armor, the coconut. So the coconut wooden armor that's going to be in this pack. And does that imply that we are now expecting wooden armor to be the next skinnable item? Also included in this is the wooden gloves. So that's being added, and that's going to be instantly skinnable. And that could potentially mean we could see something new on the workshop. Oh, God. Now, to also add to this, jungle emojis, I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm so sorry. Emojis, something that you can spray, jungle DLC sprays, spray can, okay, alright, fair enough. But the AK is mentioned back here as well, and the shelves are being mentioned again, like, okay, this actually sounds like it's going to be pretty fun. Here's a good question though. Is the special AK going to be green? I've been bringing up quite a lot about like the Ruin AK, the military camo AK, fish AK. We just had last week's green AK in the RUSCAR for Easter week 1. Like, if that's going to be green, I don't think anybody's going to want to bother with all the other ones. And we've had some very cool looking DLC AKs in the past, right? So just bringing that to your attention. Right now, I can just kind of talk about how effective some green clothing and armor is in the jungle. But just to reiterate, it looks like Coconut is now part of this DLC pack, and it looks like from here and now, wood armor is skinnable. So remember that. Back over to here. So, not that. This has been announced. Very cool, but also potentially problematic. Gentlemen, in this picture right here, 3 people are hidden. They are all wearing green clothing and armor. See, ever since I first jumped into here, I found this out, and I've been kind of making a bit of a fuss about it, saying, oh, you know, it's a little bit too good, isn't it? Like, look, can you see anyone? There's a $20 green clothing armor set right there, and you probably can't even spot it. That's how effective it is. So I've made a ton, I can't express myself, a ton of short videos just talking about all the interesting details that you can find in here, from putting down sleeping bags and towels on the ground. How hidden can they get? Pretty hidden, like very well hidden. The new building skin, how does it fare with certain sheepner doors and garage doors? A cheap $10 green jungle camouflage set. I'm quite literally pointing out primitive skins that seem to work out very nicely in the jungle. I'm pointing out actual sets of green now that I'm literally bringing it all in now and just doing dedicated short videos just to show how Forest Raiders looks in the jungle, then Reptile Hunter, then Elite Crate. I'm going for it all. I'm going for it all. I even made this little video here. Give this a good watch. Mr. Wiltsham, your dreams come true. No longer will people be able to wear full white hat now and just easily run across the snow in the Arctic regions, all amongst the trees, being fully camouflaged, and Oh, no. Yeah, he should have wished a little bit better there, shouldn't he? But it perfectly points out the problem. So we're going to go from people complaining about whiteout in the snow area to green in the jungle. So I hope you're having fun. I hope you have fun with that, and I hope you enjoy yourselves. And yeah, cool. Right then, so that's a nice thing to be aware of. And I mean, just go on my Twitter, like guys. I have mentioned like a lot of stuff, pointing out how like certain skins are now going up in price because of this. Like here you go, Reptile Hunter went all the way up to $30 and actually surpassed Forest Raiders. So yeah, there you go. That got a bit ridiculous. And yeah, there's some other things here and there. Tank armor gloves essentially doubled in price. The whole Reptile Hunter collection doubled in price. I'm not joking. So lots of parts have happened, so much so that I will have a video dedicated to talk about the price changes we have seen with green clothing armor and talking about how people might want to approach it from here and now, because it is like absolutely insane. It's gotten to a point where it's pretty obvious that you just need to cover your face. Like if you're a pale character in Rust, just cover your hands, cover your feet, cover your face, and people probably will not notice you. Just wear some darker clothing, you're good. And that right there, that isn't even that expensive. I'm just wearing like a snake mask with a bandana. Snake mask has got cheaper, by the way. And yeah, can you see it? Because I can't. Well, actually, no, but yeah, that's how it's going to be. So, okay, cool. Keep an eye out for my shorts. Consider looking at my Twitter. All is good. All is good. And here you go. You can see how I've mentioned the DLC. That's nice. Right, so we are fully well aware that on May 1st, we are going to have the Jungle Update release. And some other things are currently being worked on, but I have to bring this up now. It has been brought to my attention that there are potentially some Twitch drops for Maytime. As far as I'm aware, there are 4 skins as of now, but there might be more, and I'm not going to make a dedicated video until I find out the full amount and know that they're actually finished. So 4 skins are currently in the workshop right now. We have a sleeping bag from Rust Spain. Yep, looks like all the server providers are getting a special skin. And it looks like they're all going to be generic, because who would be the Twitch drop guy to watch to get them? Nope, generic is what's the expectation. That is deceptive. It looks like it glows, but it doesn't. Over to here, we have the Rusty Moose Garage Door. Very lovely looking skin produced by Mr. Vase. Get a good look at that. Over to here, we have the Play Rust Armored Double Door. It glows very brightly. And then over to here, we have the Rusticated Garage Door, produced by Mr. Divadan. A very lovely looking design. It glows in the dark and it has transparency. Good transparency. So, how can you sit there and say that? I'll show you. So, yeah. Get a good look at that. These are the skins that we are currently aware of. Now, apparently there's a deadline that these had to get done within a certain amount of time, so I am under the impression that these are probably going to be available during the release of the Jungle Update. Face Punch putting a strong effort in to promote the big update. Now, first of all, here we are looking at the Rust Spain sleeping bag, but of course, nighttime go, and tap, and what do you see? It doesn't glow. It looks like it did from the pictures, but no, it doesn't. So, okay, fair enough. At least you are aware of it. Still looks nice. So, okay, cool. Here's the Rusty Moose Garage Door. So the man behind this, that created this, is Vase. He made the Respawn Allegory Fresco skin. He made the Shadowborn collection. Yeah, you can see some very nice effort was put into that. And, of course, quick look at nighttime. Snap. Tap. That is looking very pretty. That is looking very, very nice. Oh, the boats in the background. I was wondering what that was. Yes, it's a Aurora Borealis. And yes, rolled up, that does glow in the dark. Yes, indeed. So, cool. Right, so let's now move over to here and look at the Armored Double Door from Play Rust. Blue on that side, white on this side. Do I need to say any more? Well, you could still show it at night time, so let's go ahead and do that. Quick flick, and lights off over to here, and yeah, it's very bright. It's very noticeable. That's a cool looking skin. And over to here, look at that. So that's made by Duck. A lovely piece of work. And lastly, this is the one that I think a lot of people are going to be pretty hyped up for. So the expectation is that these are going to be generic skins. And, well, what do you notice immediately? Oh, we've got some transparency. Oh dear, look at that. Nighttime. Giggle at that. It's super bright, it's super noticeable, and you've got the transparency as well. Cool. Right, so the question is it head height transparency? So here I am, and, well, just about. Oh, it's Bob. I hate them. I hate them so much. I can see them. You're gonna probably want to see if, like, you can build up so you can look down or upwards, but overall, like, yeah, no, it's transparent. It's probably going to be very easy to acquire as well. So, all right, cool. I think people will be looking forward to that. At some point in May is the expectation, but nothing official has been said. You're probably going to have to wait until what's announced on Twitter, all right? That's going to be where you're going to have to look. So, the Playrust Twitter, we just saw it a minute ago. Let's quickly hop out of here. Here we are. So, yeah. Consider giving that a good look over the course of the next 2 weeks. I'm sure something will be mentioned, and I'm sure once we actually know what's going to be coming out, because I can't help but assume there's going to be some more coming, some more skins being produced, then I will make a dedicated video. It might end up being like Christmas. You know how last year at Christmas we had like 5 extra random skins just being given away throughout the month of December? There were some nice looking skins. We got the white hide clothing, didn't we? But point is, I think it might be like that. So, dedicated streamer skins, not sure when that's happening, but last year that actually started around May time 2024. Maybe it starts May time 2025. Starting now. So, we'll see. Cool. So that's a nice thing to look forward to, and all right then. Sounds pretty sweet. But yeah, overall, with the way things are currently moving, I think we're probably going to have a pretty ridiculous amount of people playing. Now, I initially thought that this was going to probably come out, the update being the jungle update. I thought it would probably happen maybe around June or July. Nope, it's happening May time. Kids are still in school, all right? Are we actually going to beat the all-time peak player count? I'm starting to question that a bit more now. But I get the feeling summer, the summer hype is going to start early with this release. And in regards to summer hype, I mean, just go ahead and take a look at Reptile Hunter skins. Go take a look at any green clothing and armor. Guys, I'm not joking. It's all been bought out. It's all gone up in price. Now, whilst it's gone up in price, things have actually calmed down a fair bit. Prices have actually started to go down a fair bit. I feel like when the actual update comes out, it'll probably resurge in interest again. Prices will probably cook again. And they'll probably remain fairly high throughout all of the summer. Because typically, usually during the summer, we have a lot of people playing. Last year, we had a record-breaking amount playing during June of 2024. We're beating that already. It's like one of the bad months. So how's it going to be when it's the summer of 2025? Are we going to see absolutely ridiculous numbers? Are we going to beat even the likes of what we saw for January 2025? Because if you can remember, a lot of people playing back then, and prices for skins in general were very, very good. All right, then. So I feel like I've got the point across. But yeah, guys, you got to look up even the primitive skins, banana leaf. My goodness, what's wrong, Hedge? Well, this is now $5. Okay, that's gone up in price. Okay, so that's $5 now. Like a week ago, that was selling for like $1, bit more. Yep, and then we have the poncho, and that's now selling for $22. Welcome to the jungle hype. So I will have a dedicated video talking about all of this. I did record it a few days ago, but the general gist of what's said is it still apply. But yeah, things are going pretty wacky. Things are going pretty silly. And from here and now, probably until the fall season, September, October, November, we're probably just going to see prices rise and hold and do very nicely from here and now. Easter, once we're past that, I feel like that's it. I think we're going to start doing pretty good. I think things are going to look pretty sweet. Just 2 more weeks of suffering, and then skins in general doing much, much, much better. Right then, cool. So I feel like we got that all nice and addressed. That's sweet. Now, one extra little thing that I just want to point out to everybody. Not too long ago, I took part in RUSCAR. NASCAR in Rust. It's kind of wacky, but how many servers are you aware of that are dedicated to racing? Well, Hide on Cheese invited me to go to his server, and I don't know anything about NASCAR. But I jumped in, wasn't very hard to comprehend. You just drive straight and turn left. I mean, But give it a good watch, and you're more than welcome to join the community, and you're more than welcome to go give it a spin. It's more fun than it looks. The amount of crashing, the struggle to steer, it's engaging. So, all right, that's all nice and said and done. Shall we wrap this up? Shall we finish the video? So it's a fairly straightforward video, but the real question is, could we potentially see a third week? There's still plenty of skins that could be chosen from the likes of that Easter 2025 contest. Maybe it'll be a hybrid. Maybe we'll just see like all the items stick around. Face punch could be a bit surprising sometimes. But yeah, interesting looking skins. I'm still surprised that's the first ever Easter themed garage door. I feel like that's wrong, but even I'm a little bit like unsure. Speaking of unsure, I'm not sure if I'm still alone. Like, you know, I just want to have a nice little peaceful end, but